We made a joke about seeing Scott's penis online, or Greg's Scott seeing your penis.
I mean, for $20 a month, you can see Scott's penis anytime you want.
It's got that new Only Fuzz side gig. Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Beer Dorks Untitled. Good friend Greg and Scott are here. We're drinking some beers, just chilling.
Wow, is he screwing up as much as I?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if that was my internet or if that was Nick that was screwing up.
That was Nick's internet.
I don't know. That had to be mine. Just skip for a second. Anyway, yeah, we're just shooting shit, and we're don't really have any kind of agenda. Everybody's in the comments. Just let us know what you're drinking.
I've got an agenda.
I have an agenda right here.
Gender. So Scott's got a new apartment. A grand old apartment in the sky, which is really just a basement suite in Gilboa Point.
He's actually in the sub basement under Nick's house.
In the sub basement.
Fuck you, Scott. Just look down the floor.
Like when Nick poops, it goes down to Scott's underground lair.
That's my lunch tomorrow.
Wow.
Man, who said really fuck you over hard?
I mean, McDonald's kind of, McDonald's, it lasts. There's a lot of preservatives in it, so it'll still be good, even though it's gone through Nick.
Yeah. All those decades of French fries are still floating in my bowels. So what's everybody drinking? Scott,
what enabled my computer?
Did you just throw your cat?
Oh, you just slammed that cat.
This isn't wrestling. Why are you body slamming your cat?
Welcome to Animal Abuse 101.
Wow.
Anyways, I went to Stonehooker Brewing yesterday, as you fellas know. So I just grabbed, I actually was good to go upstairs and do this outside, but it's too fucking hot. So I came back down here. But anyways, I grabbed 3 out of the fridge that are going to be drunk tonight. So the first one is probably the one I like the least. It is a spicy raspberry saison.
Spicy raspberry? What makes
and
that
it comes
spicy?
in, I don't know. It's today a long lost trade which supplied the Stone Foundation. Oh no, that's about their brewery, Stone Hooking. Our steampunk saison has been kicked up a notch with delicious raspberry puree and spicy Mexican chilies to give you a unique blend of fruit and heat. I don't think I'm going to like this.
Interesting. That's not good.
Well, let's see how hot it is.
I'd try it.
Me too. That's what I'm going to do now. Oh,
all right.
The one thing I'll say about Stonehooker, I'm going to see if I can get my camera down to see this. I got pants on, don't worry. They overfill all their cans, which I'm not complaining about getting extra beer, but they always explode all over me.
Every time you open the can, it's like a squirter.
I mean, exactly. I mean, so far, 4th can I've opened, and they've all been overfilled like this. And I mean, yeah, I don't complain about extra beer, but I would, it's like, at least let me know. At least let me know ahead of time so I can put down the waterproof sheets.
Yeah, I mean, they're currently in the laundry after the weekend, right?
No, I washed them right away, Nick. Come on.
God. Speaking of washing them right away, I've got Scott's favorite Olin family's schooner lager.
Oh, good. No wonder Scott's already left.
The Olin schooner. It's actually made now by Labatt. It's a classic maritime beer. And fun fact, the boat on the picture is actually the Blue Nose 2, which was built as a promotion for the beer. So that was actually like the Blue Nose 2 was built from the original plans, the original Blue Nose.
Which one's on the dime? Is it the original or the remake?
What?
Which one's on the dime? Is it the original one or the
original's on the dime, but it was like a sailing vessel that won a lot of like schooner racing competitions internationally before being relegated to a freighter. And you've seen the national heritage moments that they've done on like.
I mean, anyway. Yes, I saw them when I was like 6 years old. I don't remember them.
Anyway, yeah, like the replica that they made was actually built to the original plans that they found as a faithful reconstruction. It's been rebuilt now, so it's not really a faithful reconstruction of it anymore. But yeah, like Schooner Lager came out in the 1950s, I think, and as a promotion, they built that boat, and this still kind of remains today as kind of like a niche maritime classic kind of thing, where you can only buy it in like 12 packs of cans or bottles.
So who owns it now?
Labatt does.
Okay, so Moosehead has no association with it anymore?
No, well, there's no. Well, what's going on is the Olin family. It's the same family, but it's split into two branches after the Halifax explosion. Whereas one half of the family stayed behind in Halifax to rebuild the brewery, the other half moved to New Brunswick and bought the Red Ball Brewing Company with the insurance payout, so that they could get everything off the ground faster and then get back in business. And the end result is that sometime in like the 1930s, I think, the family split. So the father and the uncle were something like ran one side and the son ran the other. I think the son's the one that went over to New Brunswick, and the Red Ball Brewery or James Reddy Brewing. They bought a James Reddy, and that became later on like New Brunswick Malting or something like that. And they eventually found the Moosehead brand as they basically found the name Moosehead in one of the brand portfolios for the James Reddy Brewery, and they made a Moosehead Pale Ale in the 1930s, which became so popular they named the brewery after it.
Well, I mean, Moosehead sounds better than whatever Red Ball or James Reddy or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I forget exactly. I wrote I researched all the history when we did a Moosehead night. I think when we did Moosehead Lager, and it was something. It was a fascinating read, but like it all traces its origins to Susanna Olin, who brewed their first batches of beer in like 1867 in Halifax. It's either Halifax or Dartmouth, one of the two. They're right across the harbor from each other. But after the Halifax explosion, it destroyed the original brewery.
I'll have to watch a YouTube video. I want to hear more about Halifax exploding.
Oh, there's lots of videos about the Halifax explosion out there.
Like, I'm sure. Apparently, there's a massive Mississauga train derailment in the 70s that actually had to clear they had to evacuate like 250,000 people. That Agnes and I only found out about like a year ago. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I think I've heard about that. There's probably like there's a channel I've been watching lately called Fascinating Horror on YouTube that probably has a video of the Mississauga.
Yeah, it's a good channel. Yeah, they're a good channel. I follow them. Yeah, I've seen that channel. They have some good stuff on there.
Yeah, they got a video on there of the that I just watched over the weekend, the Halifax explosion. So
if you ever want to, I'll have to check that out. If you want to ever like just see like the most, well, I'm not gonna say the worst way to die, but probably a very unpleasant way to die. Look up the Nutty Putty Cave incident. It's something. Yeah, it's something. Nutty Putty Cave. That's what it was called. I'll say no more. But if you watch it, Agnes couldn't even watch the video. She's like, no, this is terrible.
I gotta look. Nutty Putty Cave incident. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm seeing like the little thumbnail of a guy splunking through a cave or something like that. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't think so. That creeps me the fuck out. I don't like cave diving. Like I see people like doing videos of people splunking and they're going like damp caves underground. And I'm like, what happens if you get stuck or cave in?
Like, I'm going in a cave if it's something I can walk into. I mean, assuming it's safe, there's not like, bat shit all over that's going to kill me. Like, I don't mind doing that, but I'm not crawling through anything. Fuck that shit.
I think I might have heard of this guy. Didn't he like dig himself into a cave so deep down and took a wrong turn that he got his head stuck and he couldn't get out?
Well, he basically he got his whole body stuck in a crevice downward. That he thought there was an exit to, but there wasn't. And then there was no way to back him out. And basically he was stuck that way for like 28 hours. Then rescue crews tried to rescue him, but the way he was wedged in there, they couldn't get him out. And like all the blood was going to his head. So like he couldn't move his legs or anything to help them. So they tried to set up a pulley system. And at one point it broke and like smashed one of the rescuers' faces. So yeah, it was bad. Then eventually he died like after like 28 things, and they can't even get his body out of there. So they just literally, I think they dynamited the entrance or something, and his body's still down there. Like whatever it is, like 15 years later. But yeah, it's like if you actually listen to the video though, it's actually fucked up when they actually go through step by step of like everything that happened and all that shit. Because like,
I see that the video from Fascinating Horror here. I'm gonna have to watch it. Jimmy C says been following a travel channel recently, and they visited Halifax and New Glasgow. A guy made a trip to Glasgow, Scotland, and New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Channel is called Steve Marsh. I'm gonna look this up. But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that Nutty Putty Caves incident. But then
it's worth watching. It'll make you uncomfortable. So I was gonna say this beer has like zero spice to it. I think there is a little bit building in the back of my throat after a while. But funny enough, I looked at the date, and you can't really see the date because they squished it on their machine. But I don't know if you can read this the other way.
Is that a best before date or a canning date?
I'm assuming it's a canning date. So it's like, yeah, that was
old ass can.
Maybe it was hot at one point, but yeah, there's nothing. I mean, the raspberry flavor is fine, but yeah, there's the little to no heat on it. So I'm hoping it's September 2024. I can't see it because they squished the date, but hopefully it's not like September 23 or 22 or something.
I'm just poking around this channel. I guess I see this guy, Steve Marsh. He's in New Glasgow and Pictou, Nova Scotia. I've been to Pictou, but it was like 25 years ago.
I don't know what Pictou is.
Pictou, Nova Scotia. That's it's close to there's on the north coast of Nova Scotia, like the you see Nova Scotia on the map where it's kind of like a peninsula. It's attached to the bottom of New Brunswick. Mm-hmm. And then there's a big peninsula that sticks down where in the area that where Lee lives and where Halifax is, and then like the north part, not Cape Breton, but the north shore of it, which is just like a small piece. It's up there somewhere. There's like a spot where it's like there's a ferry to New PEI that goes from that area. So I've been were you in NC or ND? I'm from New Brunswick. So I'm pretty close to. I'm a Maritimer. So is Lee. When if Lee was here, he's working tonight, but
he's busy making sure the fish products get to the rest of Canada. I'm gonna start a rumor that he's a fisherman.
Yeah, I might as well bring up a map. So if Jimmy C's watching, get an idea of the area here. I mean, as much as anybody really cares about geography. So yeah, this is the Maritimes, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Amherst.
Nova Scotia looks like a big dick.
Yeah, Nova Scotia is basically Canada's dick, and I'm on the minge. So like I'm on the taint, right? I'm in Canada's taint. So this is St. John. This is where I'm from. I actually live in a community called Quispamsis, which is up here.
Known for their hookers.
Exactly. So if you go around to the north shore of Nova Scotia up here, you can see where Tatamagouche is, where Lee gets a lot of. There's a brewery up there that Lee likes, Tatamagouche Brewing.
Yeah, they actually ship, I think, all across Canada. I got an order from them, and I think you do have to get $150 worth or something. So you do have to buy a little bit, but I think it's free shipping after that, which isn't too bad. And this stuff was not bad.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So there's Tatamagouche right there. You keep going down the coast, and you can see New Glasgow is right here, Pictou County, and there's Pictou, Nova Scotia right here, and of course, the place I've been to is Caribou, which is where the ferry terminal to PEI is. Which PEI is this island that Greg thinks I live on.
That's right. Maybe you don't live on it; you just have a cottage there.
I wish I had a cottage there. It's a fucking beautiful place.
How far? Like, if you just wanted to go out your door and drive, how long would it take you to get to PEI?
2.5 hours.
Well, that's not too bad. You could actually, like, I don't know how many hotels. I'm sure. Well, it's civilized. I'm sure there's hotels and stuff. You could. Like,
oh, well, yeah, of course there's hotels there. I'm just trying to think, like, where would be a good spot to base what PEI looks like.
Make a weekend of it and go on a bike trip or something.
Yeah, they're like one thing about PEI is that there's actually like a rail trail that goes across the island from tip to tip. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
That that's it's like a dirt trail now, but it's like a popular cycling trail because or do hiking trail because you can go clear across the island and there's hardly any hills, so you can literally like bike from I don't know if you can really see it on the map. You probably can. There's the Confederation Bridge, which you've seen in probably in photos online. So if I go right here,
Yeah, I think I saw something with it. I don't remember exactly what context. Probably something you showed us.
yeah, probably you got like the bridge over the PI is like I'm trying to bring it into.
Yeah, it's a bridge. Oh, you can go under it. How fancy!
Yeah, like
no access. Don't walk on those fucking rocks.
Yeah, really. That's pretty true. I mean, it was like a pretty long, one of the longest continuous span bridges in the world at the time of its construction. I think China's really kind of kicked her ass on that. But it's pretty cool. So like, there's a trail that used to be a rail trail. Did this one? Somebody's actually got a kind of a beach trail that was years ago. Anyway,
looks like you got a dirt trail going on there.
Yeah, like it literally is like a dirt trail that goes all the way across PEI that you can bike on, and it used to be where the railway ran through. I think this is it right here, Confederation Trail, and there hasn't been a railway on there for years. They ripped it up back in like the 70s or the 80s, but yeah, no, you can go all the way from Borden, Carlton to I think all the way to like the North Cape, which is up here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if I was riding in PEI, I think I'd want to go along the coast. Like that to me would be more the appeal than going through the middle, which I assume just probably looks like the middle of any other rural area.
Yeah. Well, it's flat. One of the neat things about PEI, I've somehow lost my ability to put a pin down and actually show a street view here on this. But one of the things that's neat about PEI is that the entire island is kind of made out of sandstone. So the entire island is the mud is red.
Huh. So is it like you get those lakes that are all red?
Oh, it's my. Bear with me for a second here. My computer's kind of screwing up. There. Yeah, let's go on like a rural road here. You can't really see it because the shoulder's wide, but if you could see it, like the path, the mud, all the mud paths, so like are this red. It's really famous for growing potatoes.
Yeah.
How rich the soil is.
Wonder if it grows red potatoes.
But it's pretty. Yeah, I mean it's pretty flat, so there's almost like a prairie quality to some of the lands. Maybe not quite as expansive, but it's a pretty nice place to visit. But one of the biggest things is that because it's a lot of red, like a lot of sandstone, it erodes quite quickly. So the edges of the island are all these like there's a lot of caves along the edges of the island and sandbars.
Mm.
So it's actually quite a beautiful place to visit. Go to the coast. Oh, there we go. So like this kind of shit.
Oh shit! Nice. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, probably not the greatest biking, but I guess park your bike somewhere and walk on down.
Yeah, but that's the kind of shit you're looking at. An S or an D. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking you were an S. No, yeah, Lee Russell is in. He's from Kingston, Nova Scotia, or Greenwood, which is where the force is based there.
He's actually from Kingston, Jamaica. He's just an albino.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I live in New Brunswick on this side. So Lee literally is over here in Greenwood by the Canadian Forces Base. Like
They
if
throw rocks at each other.
exactly, I could throw a rock at Lee, and he wouldn't give a fuck.
Look, there's the Dairy Queen. He probably gets his terrible Dairy Queen food from.
That's probably where he got those shitty hamburgers from. Yeah. Like I don't know if I really want to show exactly where he lives on here, but I know it I think it's like Central Avenue is.
Sure, you can show the general area.
Yeah, I think it's. I know he works at a Sobeys, which is probably it's right here.
Hopefully,
that's probably his Sobeys.
Hopefully, some dude from Thailand isn't watching and is planning to make his way over.
Yeah, maybe we can find see which house has a dog poop pit behind it.
Wow, it's very.
That's probably where Lee is right now. Sobeys Greenwood.
So, update on Scott. Cat fried the PC attempting repairs. What did the cat do to the PC?
What do the cat?
Did the cat
way to do me, you fucking prick. Feel like you could swim across, dox me. I thought Lee was at work.
Yeah, now he's gonna have some dude with a knife from Thailand waiting for him when he gets home.
It's not actually a knife; it's a penis.
Well, it starts with a knife, then the penis. It's the Paul treatment. It's first I make the hole, then I use the hole.
Then he fucks the hole. This is interesting. Is Scott? We did go live when we had 3 people, but then thanks to a fucking cat.
I want to know what the hell this cat did, though. I mean, like my cat's.
I saw him throw a cat, and then Scott did something, and all of a sudden,
he suplexed that cat.
Well, he said he fried the PC, but I mean, like we saw him throw the cat afterwards. So, like, is it really the cat's fault?
Maybe the cat was pissing on the PC.
I mean, maybe, I guess. It's kind of gross, but still. I just cracked open. Oh, what the fuck, Lee? Okay, it makes it okay to dox me and remind me of my dead dog if I'm not here, eh? Fuck off. Speaking of friends that aren't here, I'm going to drink a beer out of my Moosehead glass. And
wow.
This is Long Bay's Pineapple Grenade Sour. This just came out.
Huh. Sounds soury. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the rules of the game. When you're not on the show, we just do terrible things to you. Like
we pull a total Paul. We basically take your reputation's corpse and fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, if you did happen to die one day, I mean, I feel Nick would actually show satellite images of your dead, rotting corpse that for some reason isn't buried.
I mean, really, yeah, because the public wants to know.
Yeah, this beer is irritating my throat a little bit. I already was kind of having a coughing issue earlier. Now it's like you do get the chilies in the back of the throat. That's the only place you get them, though. But I don't know. I guess if you want a spicy saison, I guess this isn't terrible. But
it sounds like it's almost like, of course, if you want like a spicy beer, you want the nice gentle burn, but some good flavor to go with it. It sounds like it's not worth the effort.
I mean, I would prefer. I mean, I don't know if I've tried their regular raspberry version. I'd have to look at Untapped. But funny enough, this is the closest brewery to me, and I haven't been there for years. Like I think last time I went was during COVID or something. So it's like, okay, we thought we just happened to be there yesterday. I was like, yeah, let's go check it out and grab a few beers. Agnes wasn't in the mood to stick around, so I just grabbed a bunch of beers to go. But they have a brewery dog, which is excellent. Every brewery needs a dog. I can confirm that he or she was a good boy or girl. I didn't check, but they were good regardless.
Didn't check the linkage. I'm trying to remember if I've ever had anything from Stonehooker.
Didn't check to see if it was New Brunswick or Nova Scotia.
Looking at my YouTube, I'm gonna see if I ever had anything. I've never tapped anything in for Never tapped anything in on Untapped for stone hookers, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think last time you came to Ontario, I don't even think they existed yet. So
So they're relatively new.
Yeah, I think they've only been around 5 or 6 years. Like I think they just started up kind of around COVID or right before COVID. So
Oh, I'm thinking Stonehammer.
yeah. No, this is not Stonehammer. This is Stone
I think
Hooker.
they're long gone.
They oh my goodness. Yeah, I only found out about them because our favorite bar happened to have them on tap one time. Unfortunately, they don't have them anymore. But I was like, oh, okay, we'll try it. And then she's like, oh yeah, it's just for a brewery down the street. I'm like, I live down the street. Why the fuck haven't I heard of them? I mean, they're not that close. It's not like Ashley Sexton to my mom's house close, but yeah, it's less than a 10-minute drive, so acceptable.
Wow, 10 minutes. Just really pushing. No wonder you had to sell the Corvette.
That's right. That's right.
So what prompted selling the Corvette? Just because the warranty was done?
No, I wasn't planning to keep the car past the warranty. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get rid of it now. I'm not really driving it that much anyway, in case you hadn't noticed. And
well, yeah, I kind of did.
The problem is the Corvette market is tanking, especially the standard D8s, the Stingrays. So if I'd waited another year, I probably would have lost a good deal more money because then I would have been done my bumper to bumper warranty, and I'd be I wouldn't be that far from ending my powertrain warranty. So figure get rid of it. Probably not gonna pick anything else up this year. They're doing a revamp of the car, so it's going to get a facelift next year for 2026. Probably order 26 cars at this point. I'll probably.
I'm not sure if that's me fucking up or my internet sucks.
I don't know what happened, but we just went blank for a second. But yeah, I'll probably if I decide to, I might pick up another one next year. We'll see because the deals on them right now are stupid. That's the thing, is like the dealership has too many. Like my dealership wouldn't even give me a good price on it because they're just like, yeah, we have 30 of them that we can't sell. I'm like, okay.
Oh, to sell it. So what did you do? Did you actually sell it to the dealer, or did you sell it privately?
I was gonna sell it privately, and then some other basically they're not a dealer, they're a reseller. They buy the cars and then they ship them to other countries and shit like that. And they're just like,
okay,
yeah, can we look at your car and we'll give you a quote on it? And they gave me a quote that was close enough to what I would have sold it for privately that I'm just like, not worth the headache, you guys. Yeah, I'll take your offer, and it was done. So that's all. I wasn't actually planning to sell it that quickly, but I'm like, it was a really good deal. I lost very little money on the car. Like I only sold it for I guess in taxes about
you really, I don't know if it must be, it's either me or you, but that broke up. I didn't make it a thing you said.
Oh, well, then maybe it is me. I don't know. So I lost less than 10% of the car after owning it for 2.5 years. So I'm like, I'm cool with that.
Rental fee.
Basically, like I can basically, with the deals they have going now, like I could basically buy a 2025 for like, and practically like just get a brand new car for almost what I got it. Like I'd probably be out like $5,000 or something of the difference. But I don't want a 2025, so I'll see what 2026 comes and what the deals are. I was looking at a Z06. I was looking at a Z06, but that puts you into luxury car territory, and you have to pay an Ontario luxury tax. I don't.
Ooh, really? Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
Anybody watching, let me know. Is that me or is it Greg that's fucking up right now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like your cat didn't even piss on the VC.
No, nobody pissed on anything. So but fucking, so I was looking at like a Z06 or an E-Ray, and it would be like 15 to 20 grand just for the fucking Ontario luxury tax. I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. But you know what you can do though? You know how you can skirt around it? Is you can literally find like a used one it can be low kilometers. It can be literally somebody who bought it 6 months ago and doesn't want it anymore. And there's no luxury tax on a used car. So Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of. I don't know. I have no idea if there's a luxury tax in New Brunswick, but it just seems like a cash grab on the part of the government. Like,
I can't remember. I can't remember if it's. Hold on. It's any car that's over 100 grand. But I'm just like, family SUVs are like over 100 grand now. So it's like, I don't know. Car prices are stupid nowadays.
Wow, yeah, inflation's gotten so dumb.
Yeah, like a fucking Mustang. Like you want a V8 Mustang. Those things used to be like 35 grand, and now it's like a 60, 70 grand car. Or like if you want the special edition Dark Horse, it's like 100 grand. I'm like, when the fuck did these prices become stupid like this? Like these cars were supposed to be relatively affordable. That like, the average working man could afford one. Now it's like, oh, 60 grand. I mean, it's not that unaffordable, but it's also a little stupid for what it is. Is it? No, it's actually all of Canada. So you do have it in New Brunswick, but unless you're buying a $100,000 car or more, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be a while. The only time I'm going to actually buy a $100,000 more car is going to be when a Corolla costs 100 grand.
Which, I mean, give it another 5 or 6 years, and it's probably going to be the case. I mean, what is like a base Corolla cost now? Like, I'm sure it's got to be in the 30s at least.
You can still get a base Corolla in the 20s, but it would be a base Corolla. And I think, like, if I was to go and buy like a new car, I kind of want to get either a Corolla hatch or a hybrid. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to get another year to my current car before I decide to buy. It's just all about things are kind of fucky right now. So
well, I mean, if it still suits you, then yeah. And it's still running. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. I mean,
no, I don't have any payments on it, and it still works. I just got the brakes fixed on it, and it's actually braking quite smoothly now. And I mean, the transmission on it feels like a little iffy, but I think long term it'll be fine for another year. I'm more worried about it starting to rust underneath.
Well, you can get it rust checked or whatever, but
yeah, that's probably what I'll do in the fall is splurge.
I don't know.
I think it's like $200. I think it's like $170 for a rust once because you don't keep a car long enough.
Well, that's kind of the thing. I mean, I see people that like get a lease. It's like you have a 4-year lease and they're getting a rust check. I'm like, dude, you're never gonna need that. Like
I would say you don't really. I mean, it depends on the car you have. Like a lot of modern cars are pretty well protected. Like they galvanize the metal. They do like a zinc coating on them before they paint them. That unless there's some like major body damage, rust isn't getting in there for like over 10 years. Now it depends. Like if you bought yourself a shitty Hyundai or a Kia, maybe.
Wow,
but that's your fault for buying one of those pieces of shit. Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of the Korean cars.
I saw a dude today. I was driving back from biking, and I saw some fucking we'll just say a new Canadian driver that was fucking just like, yeah, I was probably going about a 120, 130, and he was just in his Kia Sportage, just fucking whipping in and out and stuff. And I think he actually got pulled over by cops because I'm not sure because they got the highway kind of split off, and there was a cop there, and I saw them pull somebody over, but I wasn't sure if it was actually that person. But I'm like, well, I hope they do. I hope they take your license away, fuckface. Assuming this is Brampton, so I'm making a massive assumption that he even has a license because half of Brampton drivers don't have licenses, or they have fake licenses that are given to them. But yeah, unfortunately, Brampton does have. I do have to drive through Brampton for some decent mountain biking areas, but I don't like to be there more than I have to be.
I'll take your word. Where is Brampton on a map? Anyway, I have to look this up.
Just slightly. I'm trying to think. So it'd be slightly. I believe it's west of Mississauga. I always get my directions confused.
Looks like it's like northwest in Mississauga. I'm gonna bring the map up here.
It's kind of it.
Yeah. So Mississauga. This is where Greg is.
Yep.
So it's
Don't
like,
dox me, Nick. There's
Yeah,
Brampton.
don't dox you. I'm not going to talk about you behind your back. I might look for your ass. It's grass fire, isn't it?
There's look, there's a
Yeah.
Wendy's.
Oh, really? Wow. Is this a Wendy's is close to your mountain biking trails? Oh, this is the Etobicoke Creek Trail. This is the one you like, isn't it?
Is it? I'm trying to recognize it. Yeah, is it? I don't.
Like, it looks like either a paved or gravel path or something that goes through.
Yeah, I don't think this is the. Yeah, the thing is, the Etobicoke Creek Trail is massive. Like, it actually goes well into Brampton, so I don't usually go to that section of it. I think this is past the section I usually ride. Let's have a look. This might be. I'd have to look it up.
I'm just looking at it because I mean I find these like trails that go through. I'm not really sure what the nature was, but these like paved trails that go through like neighborhoods and shit like that. This is actually pretty sick for biking. Like,
yeah, I like the ones that go through nature. I try to avoid. I try to avoid neighborhoods. I just find those boring.
But you could actually like use these things to commute to work and then avoid cars.
Oh yeah, theoretically you could if you wanted to, but I mean, I don't know.
But not a lot of places have them. Like right now, St. John's trying to build up some cycling infrastructure. Like the city of St. John is actually like. Yeah. There's a bunch of roads that we've got that are like 4-lane roads, but they don't need to be. Like they never have enough traffic congestion to warrant having four. So they're converting them to 3-lane roads with bike lanes on either side. But now it's got like people all upset on the Scott's back.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Scott, what happened, buddy?
Broke my adapter.
The hell?
That connected my monitor.
Oh.
And then fell down, and it kept on restarting, and I had to restore from backup.
That's kind of fucky.
Yeah. But I'm back, and I'm drinking beer.
And you're back.
Good.
Scott is back. Tell a friend. Scott is back. Scott is back. Scott is back.
And Nick didn't dox you while you were gone, so how nice.
That's good.
Wow.
Because he doesn't know where I live.
Oh. Well played.
So Jimmy C says I used to visit Mississauga quite a bit for work. The cement plant. I'm assuming Greg knows where that is.
I have no clue what that is.
Well, that's the thing with Toronto. And in Mississauga, like it's one of those things. Like Toronto is so huge. Like
Mississauga is actually bigger square footage wise. It's just not as dense as Toronto.
I thought Mississauga was actually part of Toronto. It was just like
no, it's part of
like
the
suburbs.
It's part of the GTA H area or whatever the fuck they call it. But
yeah,
I mean, it is technically a suburb of Toronto, but it's its own city. It's not
okay.
It's not connected. Like Etobicoke is actually part of Toronto. It used to be its own city, and then they did the mega city thing in the late 90s or something. So yeah, it's actually part of Toronto. So you can send mail to Etobicoke or Toronto, and it'll go to the same place. But no, Mississauga is its own thing. It's actually the Peel region, which they're trying to separate, although so far they haven't done that. But basically, you got Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon, and they're trying to separate them, but I don't think they're doing. Last I heard, I don't think Ford is doing that anymore.
What about Oakville?
Oakville's right here.
Oakville's a separate city.
That's where is Cameron's Brewing still around? Is that still a thing?
They still exist. Yes, I see them at the LCBO now and then. So
I haven't seen any. We've had beers from them here before, but
they're kind of the most boring brewery. They don't really do anything interesting.
They used to be somewhat more exciting. And I remember going there for some kind of untapped like party that they had. I went there with Chad and Guy, and it was a pretty fun time. But I mean, really, it's not like I haven't heard anything good from them in years. Remember when they had Cameron's Deviator? Was it Deviator or something that they called it? Remember they had a doppelblock? They had
that
it
was
was
one of
barrel aged.
Jesus. Okay, I forgot this. I forgot these bitches are squirters. Fucking hell, man. Might also because
That's what you said on the weekend.
No one was a squirter on the weekend.
Right. Deviator doppelblock. That's the one.
But we do have a waterproof sheet just in case.
Jesus. Yeah.
This one doesn't have a.
Oh yeah, I've done a bunch of Cameron's beers.
Victoria English Pale Ale.
I've done a bunch of Cameron's Rybach with Dawnrig. Cameron's California Sunshine APA. Cameron Dark 266. Cameron's Deviator Doppelbock. Auburn Ale. I did a 2012 bottle of Cameron's Deviator Doppelbock bourbon barrel aged, which was 6 years ago. And Cameron's RPA. When did I do this video?
Their special releases. Those were pretty good, actually.
2019. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the before COVID times.
I think. Yeah, I think when we got this Cameron's, it was like a 2012 bottle of Deviator Doppelbock, and I posted the review in May of 2019, but I think it actually showed up here in NB Liquor. So yeah, it's just like one of those things. Like Cameron's it's almost disappeared off the map. Like we don't get anything from. We used to get stuff from them, and we don't see it here anymore.
And see if you're on Oakville now. So if you go over a little to the left, and there's Milton. Well, you've got to scroll up a little bit. Yeah, there's Milton kind of to the in the middle here. Now. Yeah, so that's usually where I go mountain biking because there's by Ontario standards they have some mountains there or some large hills.
Oh, is this like this Kelso Summit kind?
Yeah, that's actually where I go mountain biking. That's actually it's one of the better parks. So though the downside is here's the thing that pisses me off is they have good downhill runs and they have ski lifts, but they won't use the ski lifts for mountain biking. So when you do one of the downhill runs, you got to get your ass up that hill, and it is not fun. So that's actually where the e-bike comes in. If I want to go to Kelso and do their downhill runs, the e-bike is a lifesaver because they're just fantastic.
So this is the toilet you use when you're in the run.
Do I use? No, I don't think I use that one. There's one in the parking lot that I use. So there's the lake. There's a lake, and there's actually a cool little downhill by that lake. That's not part of Kelso, but it's like the park next door. And then this is Kelso Lake. So this is like the flat area, and then the area like to the right of where you're clicking is basically kind of the mountainous area. So that's basically what you're looking at now. So you got all the trails like if you were like bring up trail forks and stuff, you'd see all the different little trails going through that area. I didn't even know there was trail forks on a desktop.
Yeah. Toronto.
So yeah, it's a little bit to your left. No, I think you got to go down. I think I saw Milton. You got to go down a little bit to keep going down.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. There's.
Oh, yeah, I see. So right here.
Right no, that is that. Hold on, is that? Yeah, sir, that is Kelso. Yeah, the other one is Hilton Falls, which is not that fun. And like all the ones over here, kind of. Sorry, I realize I'm pointing to something you can't see. Basically all the ones on the left are like downhills. They're like downhill runs, but you then have to get your.
Oh, you actually got a chairlift there? Cool.
They have a chairlift, but they don't let you use it for mountain biking. So it's only for skiing, and on the weekend they have it available for like hikers and stuff, but you can't bring your bike on it.
What? Holy Mountain, you can go up with the chairlift on your bike and ride down.
Yeah, let's find Poley Mountain. I'll show you Poley Mountain. I've never been there for mountain biking, but
they have a chairlift in Horseshoe Valley, which is in Barrie, which is about an hour north of Toronto.
Yeah, this is a big ski hill right here.
Oh yeah, I can tell. I can tell the runs look like they're set up to go down a mountain.
Yeah. So this is like when we're locally the most popular spot for mountain biking, where you can actually like take a chairlift up.
Oh, that looks fun.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
figure you
you
got some
do that at Sugarloaf in Campbellton too.
Sugarloaf in Campbellton, which is like northern New Brunswick. It's up here.
Oh, that's really northern New Brunswick. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like right at the tip. Yeah, that's Sugarloaf right there.
That looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's one of the peak ones. That's probably the best one you'll find west of Montreal. There's also Wentworth in Nova Scotia, which is Wentworth is up here. Yeah. Actually, it's pretty good. It's got a lot of green trails.
Not as big though.
Yeah. It's not as big as like. I don't even think that's as big as Poli.
No, Poli's bigger.
Yeah, but you know what? When it's like downhill trails, you don't even greens. They can fuck you up. Like
there's Rockwood Park. That's I've gone in there before.
Fancy.
Did you watch that video where I biked from home from work?
No, I don't think I did. Did you post it?
Yeah, I posted it.
I think I missed one. I think I missed one or two of your videos I haven't watched yet. I think I put them in my watch later and then never watched later. Them.
Yeah. I came home biking through Rockwood Park, so.
Oh, cool! I want to watch it now.
So,
I think I saw one with you and Scott, and then I think I watched one other one, and I don't think I've seen anything since then.
Oh, I've only done a handful of videos. But yeah, there was like a video where I biked through. I think I came through a bike by Scott knows where this is. I'm not going to dox Justin, but I biked by Justin and Joel's place, and then went into Rockwood Park through Lily Lake.
I mean, you might want to dox Justin. He has a certain vehicle that he might want somebody to take off his hands forcefully.
Both Justin and Joel have Teslas, so.
Oh.
I was going to say,
yeah.
Polestar?
What? Well, you don't want anybody stealing Justin's Polestar. That's a cool car. Jimmy C says, I saw your bike home video. There's been a few. Like I'm assuming it's the one I think the only one I posted public, which I didn't really show where I started from because the video didn't start recording from work. Oops. And then the video died like partway. Basically what it was, the entire thing was I biked home from work, and I started from work, went uptown St. John for a bit, like biked around there, and then biked home, and the video cut out as I was at like the Scott knows where this is, the K Park Irving. The video crapped out there, but I was going to pick up my car at the Canadian Tire in Rosse, and where just to pick it up for repairs. Which repairs just means I was getting the brakes replaced. So
how did you get to work?
I got my dad to drop me off, and I had brought my e-bike in the day before and left it there overnight. So I basically
didn't steal it.
Brandon did not steal it.
Oh my goodness! I would not trust that fella.
Brandon's fine. I'm surprised he's not in the chat tonight. Yeah, Brandon's a good guy. I'm not gonna down.
Oh come on, Nick. We gotta create some mystery,
some controversy.
Jesus, Nick already said hi to me at the beginning of his video. Hold on, let's go.
I feel like Canada has pretty good biking options depending where you go. One place that's really cool that I'm not going to go back to Greg's toilet here. One place in New Brunswick that's really cool for biking is, like, I live here. Scott knows this area because he's originally from up here in Dalhousie, like Charlotte, basically. But I got a vacation booked up on the North Shore where I'm going up to Caracat in August. And then there's like an old...
Caracat has a nice boardwalk to bike on.
Yeah, there's like a boardwalk in Caracat, like up here, and then there's like a old rail trail that's completely paved, like it's all tarmac, going from I think Bertrand up here, all the way out to Shippigan, which is right here, and then down south, all the way to Tracadie Sheila is paved.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got a vacation booked in August to go to Caracat and I'm planning to bike down to Inkerman and then up to Shippigan. It'll be like a 70, 80 kilometer bike ride. I've never done anything that long before, but because it's all old rail trail, there's hardly any elevation. So I'm taking the e-biking. I'm going to go down there. Now, yeah, like
take Scott with you.
It depends what like Jimmy C's talking about when it comes to biking options. If you're talking about mountain biking, like fuck yeah, like Whistler's like class leading when it comes to mountain biking.
I feel there's decent mountain biking. I mean, I don't feel you're going to get the same like road biking options as you do in Europe and something like going the Swiss Alps.
Oh my gosh!
Like that.
Oh my god! Like go there's so like Italy or France or something like that. It's so like cycling is in Europe is so good. Like there's nothing that really compares that around here. We're sorely lacking on that kind of shit. But we've got some spots in the Maritimes that do pretty well. In Quebec, there's also I forget what it is. There's like a rail, like old railway trails that have been ripped up, no longer have tracks, are some of the best like cycling routes. And there's like I forget what it's called. There's like a cycling route that goes from like Quebec City all the way up to I think this route. I have to look it up.
There's actually at some point I want to go up to my mom's this summer and check out. Well, I want to both check out. There's a couple of smaller mountain bike courses around there. I kind of want to check them out. But there's also in like the Niagara region. But there's also like what they call, I guess, the Niagara Circle. I think it's called. It's about 160 kilometers. So I have no intention of doing it all. But like I want to do some of it where it goes up the Welland Canal, then across the top of Niagara, then down Niagara Falls, or put in like Niagara Circle like bike path or something like that. Maybe I've got the name wrong, but no, I think there actually is a Niagara Circle Street. That's what it's looking up.
I've heard of some Greater Niagara Circle. There you go. Oh, that actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so basically, like my mom's house, like if you actually look at the red circle at the bottom, that's pretty close to my mom's house. So I basically kind of start there. I'd probably just do the Welland Canal because I mean that on its own is like probably about 70 kilometers. So I'd probably just do that. But yeah, if you want to do the whole thing, you can. It's like 100 and what did they say? 140. I thought it was 160, but whatever.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
So people will often do it like, I mean, unless you're planning to do 140 all in one shot, people often like they'll find a place halfway camp and then do the other half the next day.
Jimmy C says, I mean road biking. So yeah, he's speaking my language here. Yeah, so yeah, I kind of fascinated by like touring. Like I've heard of people like doing touring around. Like apparently there's like a going beyond just. Isn't there like a touring trail that goes all the way out down to like I don't know, out here to like to London or something. Yeah, I forget. There's a big touring trail or something that like hundreds of kilometers.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of them. I mean, there's a fairly popular trail that essentially gets you from more or less from Toronto to Niagara. Like my uncle's a big cyclist, and he does that a bunch of times. Often we'll have like like if we're having like a family get together at like in Niagara Falls, he'll literally just bike there, and then he'll like stop at somebody's house, shower, and then go to the party.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But
if I had like reliable, I don't know if I want to say I don't like camping, but I think I'm spoiled in the sense that I'd rather have some place to have a rest and have a shower. But
I don't like camping.
I'm fucking fascinated by all these people that take touring bikes and then go like hundreds of kilometers, stop somewhere for the night, and then bike more. Like that shit really kind of interests me. Like,
my idea of camping is a 2-star hotel.
But I've seen people who are bike packing where they'll just like carry a tent with them on their bike and then pitch a tent.
Yeah.
Yes, Greg. I said pitch a tent.
Yes, you did. So, well, I heard our good buddy Scott talk for a while. Scott, what are you drinking, buddy?
Scott. Yeah, Scott. I'm going to grab another beer.
What's got some?
Tuborg. All right.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, going back to Jimmy C's thing, I mean, there's lots of options for road biking. I personally don't. Now, granted, do I make the most effort to try to find new and exciting paths? Probably not. But I personally don't find there's that many interesting trails. Like, I'm sure the Maritimes is probably a lot more interesting. I mean, just biking along the coast, I imagine, is probably a lot prettier than biking through the GTA. But yeah, I mean, compared to something like, fucking, like Nick was saying, like Italy or France or the Swiss Alps or something like that. Like, I see some of these bike videos. Like, there's one guy, I was just watching his video. It just because he was talking about the Athos, so it was just kind of, it was like an Athos review, so I was just kind of watching it. And this dude, I don't actually remember where he is, but he literally has like a mountain outside his back door. He's like, yeah, I just go up this. I have like a 900-meter vertical climb or something, and then just a massive downhill. I'm just like, that actually sounds pretty fun.
Lee, man, this is fucking Bike Dorks United.
This is what happens.
I thought you were going to work.
We are a bunch of sheep, and when we don't have Lee to guide us, this is what happens. We start going all over the place and humping each other.
Yep. All right, so damn it, Nick, why so many of your ancestors came here, escaped the church? Germans, people on bikes. What the fuck? But still, a step ahead of the U.S., although they're where I was in Albany is pretty good biking options. Yeah, I don't really. I know there's a shit ton of like good gravel options in some places in the U.S. Like, but that's like not by. That's more like accidental because it's like people picked out gravel paths to like as a sport, to go to go gravel biking, but. It's by virtue of the U.S. having a shit ton of gravel paths.
I was just gonna say it's by nature that like a lot of it, there's just a lot of neglect in the U.S. and a paved path slowly becomes a gravel path over time.
That's pretty much it. Ooh, hello! I just cracked open a Big Tide spiced porter.
Oh, like I really think in the U.S. it matters what state you're in because like let me tell you, when Marson was driving us around. So basically the mountains between North Carolina and South Carolina, that'd be great mountain bike. I mean, yeah, you're dealing with a lot of hills, so you may not love that, but I mean, the downhill I'm sure is fun. I mean, he was, some dude was cruising around in his Corvette on there. He was having a good time. Like it's fucking beautiful up there. But again, if you're, well, I guess you have to have a certain level of fitness because it would be quite the climb. But on the way down would probably be awesome. And then you could just kind of coast down and then you'd be at Sam Adams Brewery. So there you go.
As far as like watching YouTube channels, like one of my favorite YouTube channels is Everything's Been Done, which is this guy that does a lot of cycling in like long ass gravel rides, starting from Portland, Oregon. Oregon's got a shit ton of fucking gravel paths. Like gravel routes and stuff like that. And this guy does these long epic rides through like starting from Portland and through rounds. Like they come up with these numbers like hundreds of kilometers and they do like almost 2,000 meters of elevation in a fucking ride. But it's so much fun to watch these things. Like it's one of those things that gives you a passion for gravel riding. Like gravel, like hybrid gravel and road, both. And I feel like all gravel really is just people who love road biking who go off the gravel paths. I'm
telling you, I've discovered the ultimate gravel bike. Just my e-mountain bike with road tires on it is great.
Well, it's funny you say that because like one of the bikes that this guy that does these, like the guy what's his name, Dustin Klein, who does these gravel rides. One of his favorite bikes is the Salsa Cutthroat, which is basically just a drop bar mountain bike. Now it's like a hardtail, so it's like I don't even know if it's I don't even know if it's got front suspension, but it's more like the geometry is like that of a mountain bike, but it's got drop bars. That's a very aggressive drop bar gravel bike that this guy's got. Anyway, so
I guess gravel bikes are a little less aggressive than a mountain bike, but they're still usually.
Oh yeah, it all comes down to the geometry of the bike. Like, what's the stack? No, not stack. Sorry, the head to head angle. Like this. How slack is the head tube?
Yeah, like I would like I don't even know what it is off the top of my head. Is gravel bikes what around? I'm assuming around 70 degrees, 69 degrees, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean your traditional gravel bike's gonna be like just similar to a road bike, where it's got more like a 71 degree head tube, but and I'm thinking like my gravel bike is a Salsa Confluence e-bike, like it is a gravel bike, but it's so it's got I'm pretty sure it's got a slacker head tube angle you'd find on a typical road bike, which typical road bike's gonna be like 71 degrees. But
mine's like I think mine's 73, although the ethos changes depending on the size. So I think in my size, mine's a 73 degree, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up the geometry of of mine, which is Salsa Confluence. Lee's gone to work anyway, so he doesn't care who listening to gravel bike talk.
Well, what's he gonna do? He's not gonna leave. He's not gonna leave the chat.
We might, but we'll just add him right back.
So
yeah. So what's the head tube angle of? Because there's like Salsa Confluence. This is the bike I've got this is my gravel bike. Like that basically when I was like super out of shape last year, I decided to trade my existing gravel bike in for this e-bike, and this thing's been a motherfucking game changer. Like I've got the 53 centimeter, but this thing has been so much fucking fun. I was out riding it tonight. I did 42 kilometers on it tonight.
E-bikes are just fucking more fun. I mean, like, people like to shit on e-bikes, but they're like, I was on my regular old mountain bike today, and I was like, yeah, I'm having a good time, but I'd be having a better time on an e-bike.
Which one is it? G? Head tube angle. There we go. 68.5. Which,
so
that's pretty slack. That's pretty slack.
But that's basically into like XC mountain bike territory. Like,
like 2021 Specialized Olay Elite. This is my road bike. So let me bring up I'm pretty sure the head tube angle on this thing is like 71. 71. I have a 73.
Yeah, so they change it based on size, like mine does too. Yes, so I'm I don't even know what the hell it would be. Oh yeah, mine's a 56. So mine's I think mine is also 73.5 as well.
What year is it? Yours is a 2022.
2022 Ethos Expert.
So this is Greg's bike right here.
Yeah,
that's a sweet fucking bike.
I fucking love green bikes. I wish there were more green bikes out there. Like green bikes look so badass.
Yeah, I agree. I like the green bike. Like you seen my road bike. I coupled the forest green Olay with the brown leather bar tape, so it kind of has this British racing green kind of thing with.
You're basically what you're saying is you're Richard Hammond,
right? I'm not slow though. Well, yeah, I guess I am slow. So yeah, 73.5. So that's pretty steep of an angle, and a lot of road bikes really are.
Yeah, I mean it's basically the same thing as a fucking the tarmac whatever the 7 or the 8 whatever it's called. I mean it's the same geometry as those. It's just more compliant, which I kind of like. I mean, I probably in hindsight I might have been better off with like an endurance bike, but this bike's fine as long as I find it's fine for about 40 kilometers. After that, I start to feel it a little bit, but because I'm not as flexible as I should be. But I don't typically do rides that are longer than 40, 50 kilometers, so it's fine for my needs. And I mean,
yeah, Jimmy C. Yeah. Oh, he's got a Massey. That's pretty sweet. Massey, isn't this his steel? Yeah, look me up at Strava. Yeah, I'm on Strava as Nick Lowe. Greg is on there as well.
Yep, I'm on there. I don't know what I'm at. I think I'm probably Bylog, but hold on. Let me look it up.
I think you're just aren't you like just Greg Belosky?
I am. I guess is that just what I go by? I don't know. I thought I maybe had a nickname or something.
No, I'm doxing Greg here.
Well, because I just see you as Nick Lowe too. I don't know if
Oh shit.
here, Nick. I'm gonna kudos your ride for tonight. I haven't done that yet.
There you go.
Oh, and you
Yeah,
kudos me.
look how much faster Greg did a 40K than I did. Fuck you,
Did I?
Greg. Yeah, you did.
When did I do a 40K?
What ride? When did you do this? I don't know. You got a history of staying fit more than I do.
Yeah. I didn't feel that fit today. I felt I was getting my ass kicked today. Although, granted, I was doing a lot of drinking yesterday for Canada Day, so I probably wasn't.
So when was this? 2023. You did this 42-kilometer ride, average speed 22.9.
No, fuck yeah. I don't think I've done a ride this year where I've had an average speed of 22.9. I used to be faster, so I gotta work on that maybe. But
did 215 meters of elevation, but you climbed pretty much half the ride.
Basically, I mean the way this path goes is going to one direction. You're doing more climbing. Like it's not a ton of climbing, but you're doing more climbing, and then the way back, it's more downhill. So the way back is way more fun than the way there.
Nice. Awesome. I'll probably find Jamie Cook is following you. I'm going to follow you back. Cheers, dude. Let's see what.
Gonna say here, if you wanna, I don't even know what the fuck my username is, but if you wanna add me,
yeah, look at. Well, yeah, just look Greg Belosky up there. There can't be that many Greg Beloskis on YouTube.
Probably not.
Strava.
No, I imagine there might be some Beloskis because there's actually quite a few Beloskis. Our family is quite prolific, but
yeah.
But if you want to look that up, and then I will.
If you want, Scott's been rather quiet tonight, but he does have a Strava.
Scott has a Strava. I'm not friends with Scott on Strava.
Yep, I have a Strava.
I think that's. I keep trying to tag you on it, but I don't think you've actually touched it in a while.
Nope.
Last ride we did was a gravel ride with Pam.
I mean, Chris Lezak is on here, but I don't think he actually does anything. Oh,
Yeah,
Reese is on here.
Lady, no, I don't even know if I have Ewart, but yeah,
I got Lady Lee on here.
There's Ewart. What's Ewart been up to? Absolutely fuck all. Fuck Ewart.
Because he golfs. I don't know if golf is on Strava.
He probably just didn't. Oh, here's another one. Redbeard doesn't fucking do shit.
Jamie Cook is following me. All right, I'm gonna.
And you know what? Like he was doing some good shit for a while. Like Carrie should have fucking stuck with it. He hasn't done anything from. Look at this. Carrie did a fucking 51-kilometer ride in 2022.
Carrie was like super into it, and then he just dropped it. And I feel that's kind of just Carrie's personality, though, where he was like all in, and then he just was like, "Nah, I'm out."
Yeah. Gee's got a fucking Strava.
Yeah, he probably turns on Strava every time he has to impregnate another woman.
See how fast you can go. Let's see how far you can go.
And then also, there's Lee. Lee's got a Strava as well.
Look at this. Lee Russell has a Strava.
No, I don't think Lee Russell's got a Strava. Do you think Lee exercises?
No, probably not. Look at this crazy photo of Scott trying to be serious. He's got this crazy fella behind him.
That's up in Charlotte.
Yep.
That's a trip that we need to do again, Scott.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know when you got it in your finances to do that. But
Yeah.
I actually started using
Yeah.
Strava because of I want to keep track of my running shoes. How many kilometers they had on them.
there's Lee Hardy if anybody wants to stalk Lee.
Yeah. Hey, she's a better athlete than all of us. She runs like 4 times a year, and then like each time is like a half marathon. It's like, okay.
Yeah, well, Lee's probably doing a lot more exercise and not recording it. Because I mean, it comes down to being like religiously recording your efforts on Strava in order to get through.
I follow one of Agnes's cousins. Well, she actually added me on Strava. So, Nick, you think it's bad when I kudos you and it's like the 8 kudoses? In that same amount of time that you do like 8 activities, she does like 30 because she fucking everything she does, she puts on Strava. So she walks to work, Strava. She fucking midnight or nighttime walk, Strava. Bike ride, Strava. Weight training, Strava. Everything is on Strava.
Jesus, fuck.
So I kudos all her shit. And it's like for every event Nick does, and you do a lot of stuff, Nick. Like you're pretty active, and she does like 3 events for like every one you do.
I'll tell you, I've been pretty fucking active. I'm like, take a look at this shit. Like I'm looking at myself, and I almost don't recognize myself how much weight I've lost in the last year. I've lost 75 fucking pounds, man.
That's Scott level pound usage.
It's because
you lost.
See, those are all teenagers that you're hanging out with, but you've just stolen their youth as you.
I sucked their youth. I sucked their youth out of them.
Yeah.
Like I decided, like I usually do like an 18-kilometer ride with these guys on Wednesday nights, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna try biking from home and then bike out to their to meet them, and ended up like doing 42 kilometers tonight. That was on the e-bike, but half the time I had the power turned off. And yesterday I did a Canada Day ride through Lorneville, which I did record a video for. Which was like if you look at Lorneville's on the west side of St. John, like I live out in Quispam, so I started at the Moosehead Brewery and biked out to a place called Lorneville, which is a really beautiful little port town, like a fishing village. I got a picture right here of the there you go. Yeah, so you can see the tide was out, so you can see all this like acres of mud as the tide was out.
So I just want to show you. I think some OnlyFans bot or something like tagged me in a thing because I posted this, our usual meme on Rod J's thing where he was talking about getting a beer, and then some lady replies to it and just tags me on it, and just like includes this photo. I don't know, it's not coming out very well. There we go. But then I click on her account. It doesn't seem like a real account. I'm like, you're just an OnlyFans bot or something.
Yeah, but you get a nice photo to jerk off to.
How dare you besmirch the name of Raj? There we go.
She's cute, but she's obviously not real.
I mean, she's a redhead, so I mean, if Lee Russell's still here,
Lee Russell was still here if he was patient and all. No, he probably went fucked off and went to work as we were talking about bikes because he doesn't want to hear about bikes.
It was just random, like, oh, she tagged me in this. Why? Oh, okay.
Right, Scott hasn't left yet. He's been.
I'm just sitting here listening and drinking and
listening. How
Ah.
you been doing, Scott? Like I know you moved in last week. How's everything going? How are you getting adapting to the new place?
I am exhausted. I did everything that needed to be done for the move, from packing to moving to unpacking. And I had a wrestling show in between and
Jesus,
running around and doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I'm tired.
I bet you are.
Moving is fucking awful.
It is when and you're the only one doing it, right? So
Like Mallory wasn't helping, or
she cannot.
that sucks, dude.
So I had to pack everything, put everything in boxes.
She cannot or will not.
And that feels like you get kind of stuck in that mode where like you're trying as hard as you can, but you're stuck because you can't do it fast enough. It feels sometimes.
Well, I took a week off from
Yeah.
work. I took my first vacation. Took a week off and packed.
Well, I suppose you're like half your stuff's still already packed from the time when you had to move into it, and you don't really have a lot of stuff anymore, do you?
I sold 90% of my house, and I would say about 25% of it was still in bin, so it wasn't that bad. I made a dump run with Justin's truck.
You took a dump?
Jesus, Nick.
And
that's another thing I realized when I did that bike video is that I biked by Justin's place. I didn't know he had a truck.
Yeah.
He's got to get rid of the dead hookers somewhere, Nick. He can't just take them all in his plane.
Anyway, so it's just a bunch of I'm just tired, right?
Yeah. Even keeled.
So English best bitter. So the other one was like an English ale, and this is an English best bitter. You know what? There's not enough good English ales. I really, it's still a 50-50 whether it's going to happen, but I may be going to London with Agnes in the fall. It kind of just depends who. It depends. It's going to depend on her work because it's a work trip. If she doesn't have anyone to travel with, I'm going to go with her. If she does, and they're going to basically be taken up all the time, I probably won't. But I'm actually looking forward to all these British ales, and I might even make an effort to try to go meet Craig depending where he lives.
Oh, you better go fucking meet Craig.
I'll definitely make an attempt to. But I mean, I love these English ales because it's just like, well, this one's not very carbonated, but this one's all the way to the top. I don't know if you guys can see. It's like all the way there.
Yeah.
But I love the whole kind of European way of drinking where their beers are still pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say they're as good as like a West Coast IPA or anything, but they don't fucking annihilate you if you drink like 4 of them because like they're meant for like the pub culture. And I'd like to get more of these kinds of delicious beers when brewers make them. Anyway, that's my whole thing. But anyway,
you probably get some better stuff when you're over there because they don't ship everything across the pond, right?
Oh yeah, and it would be if we go, it's going to be a couple days in Ireland and a couple days in London. So I will absolutely be visiting the Guinness brewery if that happens. It's still like I say, it's still a 50-50 whether it's going to happen. So we're planning on it, but again, it just depends on how her work is gonna go about it. So, and she doesn't actually know yet, but I mean, because it'll be like, I just have to pay for my flight, and then like half the hotel's paid for, so it'll be like I pay for my flight, and then like we'll stay for a few days extra, so it'll be like 4 days hotel, but we'll be there for like 8 or 9 days, so it's not a bad deal.
Yep. No, Mallory went on a few work trips down to Vegas with me.
Oh yeah. I've been to Vegas since before COVID, but fuck, I'd love to go back to Vegas. That city is fun.
Yeah. I mean, I don't gamble, so
neither do I. I just love. I'm a visual person. I like to just walk down the street and see all the shit that's going on in Vegas, and have a beer in my hand the whole time. And it's fucking fantastic. And it was funny. I was talking to a guy because we were walking down the street, Agnes and I, and Agnes went into like a pharmacy to buy whatever the fuck she had to buy. And some random dude just starts coming to talk to me because I was holding both her beers, and he's just like, "Oh, you're double fisting, eh?" I'm like, "Well, I'm holding my wife's, yeah, but yeah, I guess I technically am double fisting right now." And he's like, "So, yeah, you're good on the strip. Don't go this way. Don't go that way. As soon as you do that, the cops will arrest you." I'm like, good to know. He's like, yeah, I work here. I live in Vegas. I work here. I like to have a beer on my way home too, but I can only drink it on the strip. Otherwise, they arrest me or they find me on the way home. Like, That's kind of bullshit. But yeah, apparently the Vegas cops are assholes as soon as you're out of the tourist area.
Yeah, but when you're in the tourist area, they're beautiful.
Yeah, you basically just get away with whatever you want.
The only two places where you can drink is the Strip and Old Vegas.
Old Vegas is a lot of fun. We were there on one night where it was like Queen night or something, and it was like they were just doing Queen on the thing. The only thing I'll say about Old Vegas, do not go to the strip club there. Agnes and I went there out of curiosity. First of all, you walk in, automatically right off the bat, they make you buy 2 Coors Light, or well, 2 beers per person. We just bought Coors Light. Those
2 beers per person.
Per person. So 4 Coors Light just to walk in the door costs us $40 US.
Jesus.
And then you're in there. The strippers, none of the strippers are naked. So we kind of just, they kind of sit you in a place, and, you know, we're kind of just watching. And the stripper's on stage, like, again, in her bikini, and again, not a very great looking woman. To be fair, it was a Wednesday night. And she starts yelling at us. She's like, "Are you going to tip me?" I'm like, no, I wasn't planning on it. I was literally sitting here drinking my $20 beer. And I was like, "Oh, these guys don't want to tip me." I'm like, what is this? She's going to fucking yell at me for not tipping her? So we just fucking downed those beers and left. I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, you're way too ugly to even fucking get a tip, bitch. And I'm not going to be fucking picking buddy.
I think we went into the same strip club because I had the same
probably
experience.
did. I think there's only one strip club there.
I had the same experience. I got hustled in, sat up front, made to pay $10 beers, and watch a really crappy dance. And
it was not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Don't recommend. Now again, we went, I believe, on a Wednesday night. Maybe it'll be awesome on a Saturday night. I don't know, but I would not recommend this experience. I mean, Canadian strip clubs. You know, you go in there, you buy your beer or whatever, and then you go and sit down. The ladies are naked. They're usually relatively attractive, and they don't fucking yell at you if you don't tip them. You can tip them if you want, but it's not like expected the same way it is in Vegas. Apparently,
you can go off strip and get better stuff. Like on strip is overpriced and not great. Off strip is much better.
Well, we went to some sex clubs in Vegas. Again, it was the wrong time we went to. We went during the week, so wasn't great. But it probably would have been better if we went on a Friday or Saturday. The only thing with the Vegas strip clubs is they don't follow not strip clubs, sorry, sex clubs. They don't follow the normal rules that you have to dress down. So you walk in there and you're kind of walking around. There's just dudes in suits walking around. That at first you kind of think maybe they work here. It's like, no, they're just dudes that just fucking want to watch somebody fuck, and they just don't want to take their clothes off. So they're just walking around in their street clothes or their suits or whatever. And it's, but it becomes like literally becomes a sausage fest because it's like, yeah, there's nobody here fucking. There's literally just a bunch of creepy dudes walking around in a really dimly lit area.
Yeah. Anyway, there's much more better things to do in Vegas than go to a strip club.
I absolutely agree with you. We did go to like a classy topless show. That was kind of fun. But again,
that's more burlesque style, right? Like,
it was more burlesque. I think it was literally called striptease. It was fun. It was like, the tits are nice, but it's like, it was more kind of just like kind of an entertainment thing, and it was way overpriced. I don't remember what we paid, but it was fucking expensive for what it was. But
and they had Coyote Ugly there too, and like
that's basically what this was. It was
Ugly. So, I mean, I don't recommend going to strip clubs, but like a burlesque show or a Coyote Ugly show or whatever, it's much more entertaining.
They're a little more fun. They got a lot of fun restaurants on there. I mean, again, you can spend an arm and a leg, but there are some decent deals out there.
Yeah, and of the 5 times I went to Vegas, 4 of them everything was paid for. I rarely put any money into anything, including booze. So it was a good time. I went to shows. I went to Cirque du Soleil. I saw Penn and Teller. I've been to concerts like Carlos Santana, and went to concerts like Paul McCartney. Went to went to the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, the Big Wheel. Like I've been there five times, and 4 of those times I went to the Bellagio fountains. I'm like, at the 4th time, I'm like, it's the fountains, no big deal. It's the same. The water squirts everywhere, and no one gets wet.
She's a squirter.
Yeah.
So
But,
Jimmy sees in the comments. I imagine everybody's read this by now, but he's saying WestJet's got some pretty cheap options to the UK. That YouTuber Steve Marsh did Edinburgh to Halifax or Edinburgh. Oh, you got your fridge right there.
Yep.
Easy access to beer. What are you drinking now, Scott?
I picked up an Innocent Gun Caribbean.
That's a tasty
beer.
I've had that before.
A Caribbean cask. So I went into the KV liquor store today.
Yep. Yes.
And the goal was get the highest ABV at the cheapest price.
You didn't buy Atlas 12?
I have standards. So
I'm sure now you have standards.
Yeah. So this is a 5.5, and it was $4.75. This is a 5.5 at $3.90, and this one's a 6.5, and it was $4.75. And those were my 3 beers for today.
There you go.
Everything taxes included was under $12.
Nice. Well, I'm finishing my night with another schooner.
Another schooner.
A schooner.
I'm fucking enjoying these. Like, I don't know why, but I've been on a hook of like buying bottled beer lately. There's just something about drinking a beer straight from the bottle that I like. And I've always been the kind of guy where I'll pour it out of bottle or can and into a glass and drink it from a glass almost religiously. But it's almost become extremely scarce to find beers that are still in the bottles. And drinking like a crushable beer out of the bottle is just so, like when you drink a nice cold, it's so fucking refreshing. And I've been drinking like Souls, Mooseheads that you can still get into the glass bottles, and now Schooner. And these things have been so fucking good. Like, oh.
Maybe it's just for, well, I guess we're in July now, but maybe for Pride Month, you just like drinking out of things that look like penises.
I guess. Well, it's not Pride Month anymore. I think it's more like summer refreshing beers.
Yeah. Well, now it's. I mean, June is you got to have Pride because you have to. July, you're just having Pride because you're having fun.
Because you're gay.
Thank God we don't have any of those alphabet people in our chat.
Wow.
At least none that will join us today.
That's where we're actually having a hangout instead of a beer. Like a beer analysis.
That's right, because some people have better things to
people
do.
that normally will hang out with us are doing their own thing.
Yeah.
That lady didn't have a job anymore.
No, she does. She still works for Lou Dogs, as far as I'm aware. Because I guess she picks up extra shifts, and knowing Lou Dogs, he probably has a lot of extra shifts for her because he always seems to need staff. So
yeah.
Because I think I don't know. Like I guess she's a teacher full time. Like she's a teacher. She's a certified teacher, but I guess she doesn't have any kind of full time teaching gig going on yet. I'm assuming in the fall.
Well, she just graduated, so it's literally going to be. It's going to be a bit before she gets steady work doing that.
I mean, I'm assuming in the fall she'll have something, but I guess being a server and being a and being a teacher will probably be the same thing. She's probably dealing with incoherent children all day. So, and they're all trying to grab her boobs, which I can't blame them. But
well, yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be the first kids to try and grab. Anyway, that's comes out wrong.
wouldn't be the first kids.
Wouldn't be the first people to try to grab her boobs.
I mean, you're kind of stating a hashtag fact. But.
Yeah.
She literally told us some of those damn kids are pervy.
Mm-hmm.
They start at a young age. They're like a bunch of little.
They don't fucking know better. Like they're kids. Like
they know. They know.
And it's not even like you've hit puberty at that point, like where you understand what grabbing a boob means. You just see something sticking out in a woman's chest, and it's just like, hey, what's that?
Even as a young kid, I knew I liked them. I didn't understand why I liked them. Like, for instance, when like I used to go to my grandma's condo to like she had like a condo with a pool, so I used to.
Boobies?
I'm sure I probably did see them.
Your grandmother's tits.
No, if you let me finish, I'll tell you. But my mom used to always cover my eyes because, like, you know, they take me into the ladies' change because I'm like probably like 3 or 4 years old at this point. Like, you know, I'm very young at this point. And cause we went to my grandma's house to swim because we didn't have a pool back then. And like there'd always be like ladies fucking showering stuff, and I'd always be looking at it. My mom would be like covering my eyes, like, no, don't look at that. I'm like, I'm like, I like seeing what I see, even though I don't know why I like it. I have no clue, but I like it. And probably they're all like fucking old ladies too, but
old lady droopy boobies.
I probably was, but again, when you're 4 or 5 years old, you don't differentiate. You're just like, oh, that's different. I see people with clothes.
They have a pleasing shape. You know what? Like tits are not, like I don't think you have to be gay or straight, or it doesn't fucking matter. Tits are beautiful.
Everyone likes tits, even straight women. They're like dead straight, still like tits.
There you go.
Everyone likes tits.
I mean, everybody likes tits, but I just say tits are a nice thing.
Tits are a nice thing. It's not like that. It's not like that damn penis. The penis. The penis is an acquired taste.
Yeah. Really, you had that in your mouth, have you?
Not personally, but it would definitely require a taste.
Well, it require a taste too. Like, well, I get it. Like, it's kind of like one of those, like, it's a dead chicken in the shop kind of look. Like I've heard girls talk about it. Like penis is like okay, yeah, sure, that's gets them wet because it's like this weird kind of dead chicken look when it's soft. It's just like that. That's a turn on. But I mean,
so women are.
I get it. Some women are like penis heavy, but I'm like, it's not really. I have no idea. Like, I'm just saying, I've heard some women talk about, like, you know, like guys want to share dick pics of them, but the thing's flaccid, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's great, thank you. Like, you're like, you want to show us your dead chicken.
Most dudes, when they're sending dick pics, they don't usually send flaccid pics. They usually send erect pics. Like, I've got, like, you know, like if I ever need to send dick pics,
you've got dick pics here, Greg.
I have a whole gallery to choose from because I don't want to ever somebody ask me for a dick pic and then I'm like, okay, now I got to work on it and get a good one. I'm like, no, I have a whole gallery to choose from. I'll pick a good one and send it to you.
Pick you the prime erect Greg penis. Jimmy C says, I was also waiting for the part where Greg starts squeezing his grandmother's tits.
I mean, as a child, there's a chance I probably did. I mean, don't make it all weird, Jimmy C. I mean, don't make it perfect.
Don't fucking make it weird, like my grandmother's titties.
There's nothing wrong with dick pics. I mean, Dick Clark. There's
Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke, right?
That Dick and Dyke in the same thing, right?
Andy Dick. All kinds of dick pictures.
Andy Dick. Richard Simmons.
I got a cousin-in-law. His name is Richard. He does not want to be called Dick.
Why do Richards not want to be called Dick?
I wonder why.
I have a new friend. Oh, Jimmy C added me on Untapped as well. My goodness! All right, let's have a look on here. Can't
Jimmy
keep up
C
with
on
all
the
these.
Untapped. I don't know if Jimmy C's got me on Untapped.
I wonder if Jimmy C is just another OnlyFans bot. It's like, hey, to see more Jimmy C, just fucking, input your credit card info.
Jesus.
There you go. Now Jimmy C and I are friends. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We're gonna expose Jimmy C live on the internet. Let's see what he's drank lately. So he 8 hours ago he had a down the road from Finn's Brewing Co. That's an Imperial IPA. Ooh, 8.5%. That sounds good. Magic is Everywhere from the same brewery, 7.1%. A Corte from that's a traditional cider, 5.3%. A New England IPA from Leyden. Yeah, I'm already fucking jealous of you because I can tell you have better beer than I do because you're in the States. So,
I thought he was in Finland.
I was under the impression he was in the U.S.
Jimmy C? No, he's in Finland.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit. I'm just looking through my friends list on Untapped here. Earth is still toasting. I'm gonna toast Earth.
The only one that toasts my stuff is Joe, and I feel bad because I don't toast any of his stuff. But on the other hand, he doesn't wear a uniform, so fuck you, Joe.
Yeah, and Joe doesn't really pop around. Oh, Dale Moore.
He's one of those Ashley Sexton fellas that seems to never have time for anything. He's just like, I'm so busy. You're not that busy.
I'm going back to you. So when did Jimmy C? Oh, there's all buying around and posting shit. Toast him. Oh yeah, Stiegel Adler Raspberry yesterday. I added you also. Yeah, I see that. I just accepted the friend request.
I'm starting to lose connection to my internet.
What was that, Scott? So yeah, he's in Finland. Yeah, I see that like on your Strava where you're like. And I'm pretty sure I knew that you were somewhere in like Scandinavia somewhere. Anyway.
Didn't he? I thought he said earlier he was in the U.S. So maybe I mistook that comment.
Didn't you move there? Yeah, you used to live in the States. Like
okay, that makes sense then because
you moved there, didn't you, Jimmy?
He probably wanted to escape the shit show that is the U.S.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Look it up to see if I can find where is Jimmy's.
Are you gonna dox Jimmy C now, Nick? Come on.
Yeah, no. Well, it could like if I look at his Untapped, you could probably see where he lives. I could probably dox myself. Oh, I think Scott's internet crapped out.
What is with you IT guys and your bad internet?
Well, with Scott, he can blame it on his cat.
Fucking cat. This is why cats are terrible. You need dogs. My dogs have never once knocked out my internet. Right, Layla? You've never taken out my internet. I got 3 dogs down here. None of them taking out my internet. I am glad that Scott body slammed his cat earlier. That cat had it coming.
Oh yeah, he toasted something 8 hours ago. There you
go. Oh, this is just the most fascinating.
Oh, what's that? What's that? Corte by Tessari at Lumaki. That looks interesting. Oh, it's a cider. I'm just looking at the whatever Jimmy C's been drinking lately. Hartwall Leyden Iroquois NEIPA.
Looks like he's been having some good stuff.
Yeah, it looks like you've been drinking. I'm almost like fascinated by shit I can't get here. Like, I don't know. It does look interesting. Oh shit! You got a fucking Chimay Red that you had yesterday. That looks fucking good. I
mean,
had Chimay Red. Chimay Red's really fucking great.
I mean, that's kind of a shelf trade here. Like, you can get those all the time.
So Jimmy C says, I'm from Wales, lived in Finland for 10 years, then Switzerland 4 years, New York for 10 years, now back in Finland for 2.
Oh, okay. So he's is that like a for work or something that you move around that much, or just are you just a traveler?
I'll wait for a comment. But yeah, like I remember, how long's it been that you've been watching us? Like I know it's been several years now. Time fucking flies. Like I don't know how much. Like I seem to remember you moving to Finland from the States. Well, it's got to be like 3+ years. It must have been during COVID.
I mean, he's one of the few commenters that Lee hasn't banned over the years.
Oh, he hasn't scared off over the years.
No, it's usually somebody gets pervy and towards Lady Lee, and then suddenly it's like ban.
You whip the ban hammer out because it's like raining on your parade. Like raining on your parade. Watch the channel. Fucking. Like, how long has BA 101 been a thing? Like, we started doing BA 101 back in August of 2017. And for the first while, it was on Lee's channel. And then we moved it here on my channel. Yeah, all work. So it's all been work related.
What, out of curiosity, I mean, you don't have to give us details, but I'm just curious, what industry are you in that moves you around so much? Yeah, well, I mean, for what it's worth, raining on your parade, I don't know. I think I didn't really mind that guy so much. I know he probably said a few off-color comments, but whatever. Okay, your wife is cool.
Finished since the Finland connection.
But
why not? From what I've seen, it looks like it's a fucking beautiful country.
Oh yeah, I mean, Scandinavian countries are fucking nice, and they're like a lot more. They're what is it? The oh my goodness, the standard of living is quite good in those countries. Probably more so than us North American countries lately. I mean, Canada's not bad. I mean, I fucking feel bad for some of our friends in the U.S. If you're not kind of rich there now, you're kind of getting fucked over.
Oh yeah, like the Americans have lived for so long thinking that they're the best that they don't realize just how shit they are, and it's a lot of it is because of how moronic some of their people are. You keep like seeing people voting against their best interest down there.
Well, yeah, it's like guys who aren't fucking millionaires. Like hey, for instance, Marson. Are you watching Marson? Guys who are like fucking Marson, who are just like average Joes that are getting fucked over by all this stuff, and they think everything's great because why not? But okay, that makes sense.
Engineer, I think isn't that what Jamie does? Like Jamie, like
Jamie's some sort of. I don't know if Jamie's an actual engineer. He does. I know he does like equipment repair and stuff like that. I don't know if he's actually an engineer.
I thought he did like machinery design and shit like that. Like
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know is actually an engineer. I'm not 100% sure if Jamie is or not, but yeah, engineering. I mean, especially if you're like in like some niche thing where like they need you for stuff. Like I had an old girlfriend I dated like a gazillion years ago. Her dad was like a nuclear engineer or something like that. So like they fucking shipped him out to like Dubai for like $1 million a year to fucking design whatever the fuck he was doing out there. Probably design nuclear plants or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, it was like it was ridiculous. Like how much money.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, like engineers can make a whack load of money, especially if you specialize in kind of a niche thing where it's like, hey, we'll pay you to come to our country and do things for us.
Just need to work yourself into some kind of niche like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think Jamie's found himself some pretty good work in Alberta. Unfortunately, I'm happy for Jamie. Don't get me wrong, Jamie. I know you're probably going to rewatch this at some point. I'm happy for Jamie. But on the other hand, I'm sad for Jamie because I was kind of hoping he'd find nothing in Alberta and then come back to Ontario where he belongs. But instead, he's going to stay in Alberta forever. And like 20 years from now, he's still going to never meet Dan. And maybe when Dan dies, he'll go to his funeral.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
When Dan dies prematurely of a heart attack from eating so much Tim Hortons every day.
I don't feel you're in a position to judge.
I'm really not. When it comes to like, it's not like when it comes to the weight loss thing that I've been doing. It's not that I've definitely not eliminated eating restaurant or fast food from my diet.
No, you still eat out of the dumpster every day. You just eat less.
Exactly. I'm more picky and choosy about what I eat out of the dumpster.
I also feel you're probably just not eating as much chips on Russell Cinema. I think that's probably part of it too.
Oh my fuck! I ate so many chips on Saturday night that it's crazy. Like I eat like
no, that was like Big Lebowski. That was the westerns. Yeah.
Yeah, when we watched the Western night, when we watched Big Lebowski on last night, I didn't touch a thing. I was just drinking water. But like Saturday, I ate an entire tin of Pringles and had like 3 small bags of Miss Vicky's chips.
Fancy.
Yeah, but
funny. I didn't drink on Saturday just because I wasn't feeling well, and then but I definitely drank on Monday when we watched Big Lebowski, and I fell asleep like halfway through the movie, then woke back up.
Yeah, I did. But I fucking love that movie, so I watched the whole fucking thing intently.
I enjoy that movie. I think that was the 3rd time I've seen that movie. I like that movie. I don't understand quite the like godlike reverence that some of you people seem to have for that movie. I enjoy it. It's perfectly fine, but
it's such a cult classic. I don't know how many times I've watched that. I don't think I've watched it as many times as Lee has. But
he says he's seen it 200 times, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it 200 times, but I've probably seen it over a dozen times. Like I own it on Blu-ray and on 4K, and like I've been overdue for a rewatch on that thing. I've probably seen it, I want to say 20 plus times. But I remember the first time I ever watched that, I fell asleep. Like, and I wasn't really impressed with the movie. And then I watched it again. It was just like one of those things where like you keep watching, you watch it again and then again, and like it's so fucking infectiously quotable and it's so ridiculous too, and that it just sort of grows on you. I still remember like one of the first few times I rewatched it was on a New Year's Eve. They were playing it on TV. And I was hanging out on New Year's with some friends of mine. And both of my friends were like telling me to turn it off. This movie sucks, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, no, I'm watching this, man. And I left it on TV despite
you're literally like the dude. You're like, I'm watching this, man.
There's a beverage here, man. I was just so intently watching this movie that despite the pleas of everybody else to turn it off, I'm like, I'm not turning this shit off. This is awesome. But that was like New Year's. I can't remember which one. It was like New Year's 2022 or something. 2002. It was like over 20 years ago. And I've watched it. I probably watched it every year since. Like more than once. Like that movie, I fucking love that movie. And it's so infectiously quotable.
I probably saw that movie for the first time. I mean, I'm gonna say somewhere in the range of 2018, 2019, just because it was a coworker of mine who's obsessed with the movie, and he was actually my boss. A funny story, Nick. It was my boss, and then he gave me the DVD. And then he's just like, you got to watch this. So, of course, I think I just downloaded it because I'm like, what do I want to do with this DVD? and I watched it, and I was like, it's fine. Like the guy, first of all, the guy was obsessed with it because he was just like, oh, it's the Big Lebowski, and you're Belowski. I'm like, well, it's Belowski, not really pronounced that way, but sure, I guess
It's
close
a
enough.
big Belowski.
Yeah, I mean, he kept pronouncing it Belowski, so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I guess it's a movie about me, right? So it was funny because like even people in high school when the movie came out, like they were like, "Oh, the Big Lebowski, is that about you, Belowski?" I'm like, "Well, again, that's not how my name's pronounced, but okay, whatever. I mean, yeah, I guess it's about me." It's like- so I mean, I don't know. I don't see that. Again, I have nothing against the movie. It's not one of those movies that I dislike. I just don't quite understand the cult like reverence for that movie. But then again, I don't think I really like even that True Grit we watched on Saturday. So of the three movies we watched on Saturday, we watched whatever the fucking Samurai Red Sun, I think it was called, True Grit, and Old Henry. And I didn't like True Grit that much. Like it was okay at best. And whereas I really enjoyed Red Sun, and I thought Old Henry was really good.
Red Sun was really good. What did you say about Old Henry?
I liked Old Henry. I thought that was a really fun movie.
That was a fun movie. Like I started passing out. I was drunk at that point, and I started passing out during that movie. So I missed part of it, but I'd seen it before. I watched it on. I think we watched it off of Netflix with Guy because he wanted to watch it. But I was surprised at how good that movie was. It's like one of those indie films. It's like you want to say it's a slow burn, but when I saw that movie, where that movie goes, I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. Like, and you don't really see a lot of modern Western movies, and that's probably one of the best Westerns I've seen in the last 15 years.
Yeah, it was good. It kind of took like what supposedly is a story. Because funny enough, I actually listened to a podcast very recently about Billy the Kid. And there are those that believe he survived and that he may have lived into old age and stuff like that. It's not likely that actually happened, but there's kind of it's one of those conspiracies or whatever. And I'm just like, that's cool. You make a movie of the idea that, and sorry if I'm spoiling it for anyone that hasn't seen it, but it's like, yeah, you make a thing where it's like, okay, like he decided to settle down, and now he's got to fuck somebody up. And I know Lee was like, well, he wasn't that great of a gunfighter. I'm like, well, maybe not to that level. He was a decent gunfighter, and you assume in the movie he maybe got better over time.
Yeah, you're looking too much into it. The thing is, there's a huge amount of mythos built up around him, and that's what.
For sure, yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, I think that the mythos is something he killed like 21 people, one for every year he was alive, but in actuality, he probably killed something like 4. And some of them were by accident. I mean, I don't think he was by any means this great fighter, but it's like, who cares? Like the whole idea is cool.
The whole idea is that he was trying to raise a family. He was trying to separate himself from the previous life that he had, and he just got kind of dragged back into it. Yeah, and I think Old Henry did a great job of doing that. And then, of course, there was he doesn't. Well, I mean, spoilers. He doesn't live through the movie, so like I felt it was pretty. I felt like that movie was pretty fucking well done.
That was the only thing, and again, spoilers. But at this point, we're spoiling the fuck out of the movie. I mean, it's a few-year-old movie, so I mean, I feel whatever.
I should have watched it by now. It's a good movie, though. I do recommend checking it out.
I only saw it on Saturday for the first time. But I mean, like the whole plot would, hey, the guy that we're trying to save because he kind of seems like a good guy, like he was totally going to be a shithead at the end. Like he totally knew that was coming, that he was going to pull some bullshit like that. So I mean, that part was kind of to me a little bit cheesy.
Yeah, the guy that they were trying to nurse back to health, kind of shit.
Yeah, it's like, surprise! He's actually a piece of shit. Like what a fucking surprise!
Yeah, really. Yeah, well, you found him with all that fucking money.
But I like that movie. But again, when it comes to westerns, I tend to again, there's not that many good modern westerns. Although I will say there's 2 series on Netflix. One's called American Primeval. I can't remember the name of the other one, but I'm sure you could probably find it. They're both quite good.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, all I'll say is I tend to favor westerns that are a little bit older. I kind of like ones from like the 70s, maybe 60s too. But
yeah, like 60s, 70s, that was peak spaghetti western territory. I fucking love spaghetti. And you know this, I love spaghetti westerns.
I've heard you do. I don't think this one was a spaghetti western that we watched on Saturday. I don't think Red Sun was spaghetti. But I enjoyed that one.
It was directed by, what was his name, Terrence Hill, but it technically was a spaghetti western from what I looked it up.
Okay.
Red Sun. Red Sun was good though. Like it had it was the guy from the Japanese guy from Yojimbo and Charles Bronson.
Yeah,
and that movie actually turned out to be fucking, but apparently it was an Italian production. But that movie was fucking good. But that was like a later in life kind of like spaghetti westerns. Like they were kind of in their peak between like 1965, 66 to all the way to 70, 71. That was the movie came out I think 72. So it was like past its prime. Like there's a lot of great spaghetti westerns out there. I think spaghetti western kind of died out. Like the last great spaghetti western I think was Kioma, which was like 1976. I forget. I'd have to look it up. I haven't seen as many spaghetti westerns as like Lee Russell has, but I've seen 50 plus different spaghetti westerns. I don't know. So what movies did we watch in the week? We watched Red Sun, Something Else, and True Grit. Shit, I have to take a look at my list because there was like we had a Western themed night and we watched something between. It was. Oh yeah, we watched Red Sun, True Grit, and Old Henry. And you know what? Like the Western genre, kind of like there's other movies that aren't technically spaghetti westerns, but were pretty good. Like 1970s was like the peak of the Western. I think. Well, I mean, Western movies, of course, were dominant. Like even before that, like going back into the 1950s, 60s, like the whole cowboy. There was like a big cowboy craze in like 19. I'm kind of talking to my ass right here. Well, when I come to the westerns that I really like, I feel like the best ones were like late 1960s to the 70s. And Greg's seen this one. I watched Outlaw Josie Wales with Clint Eastwood on the weekend, and that one.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That's still one of my favorite westerns, and it's more like a revisionist, like later Western period. Because I feel like it's not that there wasn't any good westerns in the 80s. I feel like the peak of it kind of died off in the 70s.
Oh, I was gonna say weren't the peak Sergio Leone movies in like the 60s?
Yeah, well. When did the last Sergio Leone movie was Duck You Sucker? Well, like when it comes to westerns, I think Duck You Sucker was the last Sergio Leone western, and then he did that one really long gangster movie, Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah, that was I think early 80s, if I'm not mistaken, and that's actually pretty good.
I've heard that's good. I've never seen it, but I mean, like that's the one he did. Like that was the last movie he did, and he spent like 10 years making it.
Yeah, and it was good. I enjoyed that movie. Apparently, there's different versions of that movie where some of them take place in different timelines. Other ones they actually take place in a more coherent timeline. The one I watched on Tubi, I'm gonna say, I think that one jumped around the timeline. So I think I would have actually preferred. Like, I'm not really a big fan of jumping around on timelines. I prefer it be linear. So I would have preferred that, but that was a good movie. Like it's like it's one of those movies where I think it's close to 3 hours long, or maybe even longer. I can't remember, and it's super enjoyable. Like I would absolutely watch it when you get a moment. Like it's good.
That'd be cool. Maybe we should talk to Lee. Like just put that on, and we'll watch that one night. Because I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like I've never seen. I've seen all the Western movies that Sergio Leone did. But I've never seen Once Upon a Time in America. Like, and you know what, Sergio Leone, like when you go look at like Spaghetti Western Database, online. Google it. They still mention like pretty much all 5 spaghetti westerns that Sergio Leone did are in like the top 20 of best spaghetti western movies of all time. Like like Sergio Leone, like it's so weird. Like you think that he's overrated. He's not. He's absolutely fucking fantastic when it comes to these movies.
Well, he also only made like what 6 or 7 movies in his whole career, and like from what I understand, the first movie he did, which I've never seen, was kind of shitty. It was like some Roman movie or something. But
yeah, like he did like what he did is he did 5 movies once he became famous. Like he did like 6 movies. He did Fistful of Dollars, which is the first. That was his major first breakout role, and before that, I think he just did some weird, like Odyssey or gladiatorial movie or something like that.
Yeah, which apparently I hear wasn't very good.
Yeah, and then he did Fistful of Dollars, the Clint Eastwood, which is fucking amazing, and then he did Few Dollars More, also amazing.
I actually think that's probably the best one in the trilogy, to be honest.
The second one?
Yeah, I like that one the best.
I mean, I like the second one, but I still will give credit. Like, I feel like the best spaghetti western ever is still Good, the Bad, the Ugly. That's my personal pick. I don't think that's overrated at all.
It's not overrated. It is more epic, but I almost feel like if we're gonna go for epic, like I feel probably the few dollars more is to me the most entertaining movie of the bunch. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is more epic, but I would probably actually argue that the Once Upon a Time in the West might actually be a better movie than that.
See, okay, I mean, I do see where you're coming from. I feel like because like for a few dollars more is a bit. It's definitely a shorter movie. I think what is it? Like, is it like an hour and a half to 2 hours long?
It's a simple fucking movie. It's like a revenge movie. It's
a simple fucking movie, but it blows the first one out of the water, and the first one was already pretty fantastic. Like, but they just kept getting better. I feel like even though like Good, the Bad, the Ugly was fucking epic, and it covered a lot of shit, that it's like so incredibly well directed, and I feel like Sergio Leone went out there and tried to do that same shit again, and I feel like he succeeded with Once Upon a Time in the West. But I still prefer Good, the Bad, the Ugly over it. But I'm not saying that that's a bad movie at all, because it absolutely isn't. Good. Once Upon a Time in the West is fucking great.
They're different movies, though. I mean, I feel all the Clint Eastwood movies move at a quicker pace, whereas Once Upon a Time in the West, like, that is a movie that is like, no, we are going at the pace we want to go. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
But
it's still a really good movie. Like I love the way that it fucking ends. Like where you got like the harmonica, like you got, and you realize that the reason why the harmonica is important is because he stuck it in his brother's mouth or something like that when he's fucking like got his brother is hanging from a noose on his shoulders, and that is like so fucked up when you realize that. Like, wow, man, this movie's so fucking great. It's a great movie, but it's like Duck You Sucker is the one that feels like a letdown, which is also kind of like unfair because I feel like that movie's totally underrated. It's just
I didn't hate that movie, but it was definitely my least favorite of his westerns.
Yeah, it's my least favorite Sergio Leone western, but I think it's still a pretty fucking great western.
I think it's also an interesting time period where you go deal with the Mexican Revolution, which is essentially where the first Red Dead game dealt with, kind of in the early. I mean, what is it around 19?
They call that one. It's like a subsect of spaghetti westerns called Zapata westerns, like Zapata, Mexico. Like Compañero, like Sergio Corbucci's Compañeros and The Mercenary also take place in that and the Bullet for the I forget who the director. I think it's Duccio Tiscari that did Bullet for the General. Did we ever watch Bullet for the General?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Did you ever watch it? I don't know.
Let me look it up.
That's a good movie too. It's got I forget the main guy's name, but it's also got like Gian Maria Volante, which is like the villain in the two like Fistful of Dollars and Few Dollars More. But he's a good guy kind of thing in Bullet for the General. But it's like we're talking like Zapata westerns, like take place during the Mexican Revolution. So there's like early cars and shit like this in those movies. They're all set. They're all set during the onset of the First World War.
It's got Klaus Kinski in that one, so I maybe we watched on Russell Cinema. I don't recall it off the top of my head. But
Klaus Kinski's in Bullet for the General.
Yeah, he is. He plays El Santo.
So, oh yes, yeah, okay, yeah, he's like one of the top henchmen for.
He was, I believe, Klaus Kinski was in. I think it was for a Few Dollars More as well. Like he was in.
He was like one of the henchmen in Few Dollars More.
Yeah,
he's got a more important role. I feel like he's in Bullet for the General, but he's not. He's kind of like a sissy character. Like I feel like he's not really impactful as he. And when he's in Few Dollars More, he's definitely a bit part, but he gets killed off. Yeah, he's more aggressive and he kind of stands out more. I feel like
if he never became Klaus Kinski, we'd never be having this discussion. Like, you know, if he was just like one of those dudes that went into obscurity, we'd never be having this discussion.
Yeah, but the whole point I was trying to make is that when it comes to Zapata westerns, like based on the Mexican Revolution. Bullet for the General is a good one. I have to look at others, but like we've already seen Compañeros and Mercenary. I've always been a bigger fan of Compañeros more so than Mercenary, but they're both good. But like Bullet for the General, if you haven't seen that, that's another one we should probably watch at some point.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking we may have watched it, but I'll defer to Lee at some point when we ask him. But I'm kind of wondering maybe we did see it, but because some of the scenes look potentially like they could be something I've seen, but same time, to be honest, like a lot of spaghetti westerns kind of blend into each other. So,
yeah, you're not wrong. I'm trying to think of like other movies. What movies have we seen with Klaus Kinski, and which ones are good? I remember I showed you. I think it was a movie night that it was just me and you on. We watched And God Said to Cain.
God Said to Cain.
And God Said to Cain. It's the one where like he's like getting his revenge on the people that like killed his. Is it killed his family, or like he came back from the Civil War and he's wreaking and he's like he's traveling through the town, like killing people guerrilla style, through the like traveling through the underground tunnels underneath the village. Or underneath the town.
Yeah,
I fucking love that movie. That movie's great. And of course, I already know how much you feel, what you feel like about The Great Silence, which I like that movie. I know you don't.
Not my favorite. I didn't mind the movie. I didn't like the ending of it, but and God Said to Cain. That's 1970. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and God Said to Cain.
I didn't mind that movie. I just don't fucking understand. Again, it's like The Big Lebowski. I don't fucking understand people's reverence for the movie. I'm like, I didn't think the ending was good.
Like, well, the whole topic is like, what do you feel like with the ending? Because they had multiple endings for the movie, and like, okay, well, I like the theatrical ending that they put on it, where the good guys don't win. Like, I feel like because they come up with a caption at the end that kind of drives it home, is like they've changed the laws because of this incident. But there's another.
There was no satisfaction to it. Like I have no problem with main character getting his ass kicked or killed or whatever, but it's just like I feel there was just like there should have been some satisfactory conclusion, and I just got nothing from that. And I mean, like I thought the YouTube ending, the happy ending, it was cheesy as fuck and probably stupid, but I was just like, to me this was a better ending.
Well, yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Like, it was the ending was cheesy, and I felt like it felt forced. Whereas I felt like the ending on that they came out with, despite how grim it was. I felt like it was better because it was more natural, and it drove it home.
See, to me, what made sense about the happy ending is that they purposely halfway through the movie, like they had that sheriff die in the ice, but he died off screen, which, as we know in a movie, that means somebody's not really dead. And then he comes back in the happy ending and actually helps the hero at the end. And I'm like, okay,
like that. But yeah,
from a filmmaking perspective,
in reality, that probably wouldn't have. It felt that's one of the things forced.
Well, no, in reality, no, he'd be dead. But this is a movie, and we know movies. If you don't see somebody die, they don't die.
There's another Klaus Kinski Western that I'm thinking of. It's Shoot the Living and Pray for the Dead. I had to look this up. There was another one where, like,
I've seen that one.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Who's the other guy that there's... Is it Dante Maggio? It's like a guy who's secretly, like, Klaus Kinski doesn't know it's a guy that's just trying to or claim vengeance for something that Klaus Kinski's gang did. But he follows him through the entire movie, and at the end of it, it was a decent movie.
My favorite Klaus Kinski movie by a wide margin is the original Nosferatu that he did. That movie.
The Werner Herzog Nosferatu. That was
that movie's got. I don't even mind Nosferatu in Venice. I mean, it's kind of shitty, but like it has Donald Pleasence just being a weirdo. And, it has Klaus Kinski basically committing sexual assault on all his fellow actresses. I didn't mind it. It was all right.
Yeah.
But the original Nosferatu is fucking fantastic. I mean, that's like...
That's a movie I had to go back. Like, I think I fell asleep when Lee showed it. I had to go back and watch it. But I went back and watched the rest of it. And I'm like, oh, this is actually really fucking good because it's such a faithful recreation of the original silent film.
But it's also all about sort of the plague. Like I loved how the idea of the plague being brought, because there's actually some reality to that aspect where when the Black Death was a thing in Europe over several hundred years, because it wasn't just one Black Plague, there was several rounds of it. That literally rich people would just fucking have their final suppers and just be like, yeah, let's just celebrate our wealth because we all know we're going to die in the next 24 hours anyway. So let's just celebrate our wealth by having this massively extravagant fucking dinner as we're probably all dying.
Yeah, I still say my favorite Klaus Kinski movie is like how fucking menacing he was as a villain in the Great Silence, but still. I still think that Nosferatu was still a fucking great movie. All right, I gotta take this thing offline because I gotta go to bed and I gotta piss real bad. So
there we go. I want to see the Klaus Kinski movie Jack the Ripper from 1976. Never seen it, but it looks cool.
Did he actually do a Jack the Ripper movie?
Yeah. I'm gonna screenshot that shit. 1 second.
Yeah.
You go take your piss, Nick.
I gotta take this offline in a bit, but I want to see that movie. I would say that Lee should really he's probably not going to hear us, but we should really mention it to him.
Yeah, I'm tagging his shit in this.
All right, I'm going to bed. Jimmy C's probably fucked off for the night. Who else do we have? Lee's already fucked off. Go to work. Anyway, we're taking this thing offline. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you folks later.
Cheers, fuckers of mothers and grandmothers. Grab your grandmother's tits. Do it while they can. No. Do it while they can while your grandmother's still alive. Mine died of cancer. You can't grab her tits anymore.
Jesus Christ. Now I got to jerk off. All right. So I'll talk to you guys.